Did you know that there are more stars in the universe than grains of sand on all the beaches on Earth? Yes, you heard that right. Think about it for a moment. Every grain of sand on every beach, from the vast stretches of coastline to the smallest sandy coves, and multiply that by the number of beaches on Earth. It's mind-boggling, isn't it? The universe is truly a vast and mysterious place, filled with wonders beyond our imagination. And the sheer number of stars out there is just one of the many reasons why space exploration is so fascinating. There you have it, folks. If you enjoyed this fact, be sure to like and share this video. And don't forget to subscribe for more amazing space content. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep looking up.
Okay, want to make this type of videos, but don't know how to create such videos? Don't worry guys, Tech AI is here to solve your problem. Hey there, everyone. Welcome to our in-depth Adobe Premiere Pro tutorial. We'll be your guide today. Whether you're completely new to video editing or just looking to refine your skills, this tutorial has got you covered. We'll be spending the next couple of hours diving deep into everything you need to know about Premiere Pro. So, grab a cup of coffee, get comfortable, and let's embark on this creative journey together. Here's a sneak peek of what we'll be covering. Basics of Premiere Pro. Importing and organizing media. Basic editing techniques. Audio editing. Transitions and effects. Color correction and grading. Exporting your project. Excited? I know I am. Let's get started. Chapter 1. Getting started with Premiere Pro. Creating a new project. For those who are new to this, Premiere Pro is a powerful application designed for professional video editing. Throughout this course, we're going to explore essential video editing skills that will take your projects to the next level. It doesn't matter which version you're using. The fundamentals are pretty much the same. First, let's set up a new project. Look at the top left corner of your screen and click on File. Now, select New and then Project. A new window will pop up. This is where you configure your new project. The first thing you need to do is give your project a name. This helps keep your work organized. I'm going to name mine Premiere Pro Tutorial. Next, we need to choose a location to save our project file. This is crucial because the project file is the key to accessing all your work. You can think of it as the master file that links to all the media, edits, and sequences you've created. Next, select Save Folder and click on OK. Introduction to Interface. Now, your project is set up and ready to go. You can see the name of your project at the top of the screen, and you're now ready to import media and start editing. But before we dive into that, let's take a quick tour of the Premiere Pro interface. When you first open Premiere Pro, the interface can seem a bit overwhelming. But don't worry, it's designed to be intuitive once you get the hang of it. Let's break it down into its main sections. First, there's the Project panel. This is where you organize your media files. You can create bins, which are like folders, to keep everything in order. Next, we have the Source Monitor. This is used to preview your clips before adding them to your sequence. Then there's the Timeline. This is where the magic happens. You'll spend most of your time here, arranging clips, adding effects, and creating your story. The Program Monitor shows you the final output of your edited sequence. It's a great way to see what your audience will see. Lastly, we have the Tools panel. It contains essential tools like the Selection tool, Razor tool, and more, which we'll dive into as we progress. Setting up your workspace. Premiere Pro allows you to customize your workspace to fit your needs. You can drag panels around, resize them, or even create new ones. This flexibility is great for tailoring the interface to your workflow. Let's set up a basic editing workspace that we'll use throughout this tutorial. Chapter 2. Importing and organizing media. Importing media. Alright, our workspace is looking sharp. Now comes one of the most exciting parts, bringing in your media files. This is where your project starts to come to life. So, let's dive into the various ways we can import media into Premiere Pro. Premiere Pro offers several ways to get your files into your project, and each method has its own benefits. First up, let's talk about the classic method, using the File menu. Go to File at the top of your screen, then select Import. This will open up a File Explorer window where you can navigate to your media files. Select the files you want and hit Open. Simple, right? But wait, there's more. Premiere Pro's Media Browser is a powerhouse tool for managing your media. You'll find the Media Browser tab usually at the bottom left of your screen. If it's not there, don't worry, you can always bring it up by going to Window in Media Browser. This nifty feature allows you to browse through your hard drives, external drives, and even network drives, all within Premiere Pro. It's great for previewing media before you import it, especially if you have tons of files to sort through. When you find the files you want in the media browser, you can right-click and select Import, or simply drag them into the project panel. The media browser is particularly useful if you're dealing with complex folder structures or specific file formats like P2, XDCM, or RED. Now, here's my favorite method for its sheer simplicity and speed: drag and drop. Let's say you have a folder on your desktop with all your video clips, audio files, and images. Just select the files, drag them over to Premiere Pro, and drop them right into the project panel. Voila! Your media is now part of your project. Watch how Premiere Pro instantly adds these files to our project, ready for editing. Keeping your media organized is key to a smooth editing process. Premiere Pro uses bins to help you organize your media files. Think of bins like folders. You can create bins for different types of media, like one for video, one for audio, and one for images. Let's create a few bins and organize our imported files. Chapter 3: Basic Editing Techniques. Creating a sequence. Now that our media is all set, we need to set up our sequence. Think of the sequence as the canvas where our masterpiece will come to life. To create a new sequence, simply press Ctrl+N on your keyboard. A shiny new window appears, waiting for us to sculpt our creation. Let's give it a name worthy of our project's grandeur: Premiere Pro Tutorial. Now, let's fine-tune our settings to ensure our sequence is tailored to perfection. Click on Settings. Don't be overwhelmed by the options here. We're going to keep it simple yet stunning. Click on Editing Mode and select Custom. It's time to define our canvas dimensions. We're going for the ultimate viewing experience with Ultra HD, so type in 1920 for the width and 1080 for the height. Next up, let's choose our frame rate per second. I'm vibing with 30 FPS for this project, but feel free to adjust based on your preferences. Now, click on Pixel Aspect Ratio and select Square Pixels. We want our visuals to be as crisp and clean as possible. With our settings dialed in, let's seal the deal by clicking OK. And just like that, our canvas is ready to be painted with our creative vision. Adding clips to the timeline. Fantastic! Our sequence is all set up and ready to roll. Now comes the fun part: adding your clips to the timeline. This is where we start piecing together our story. Think of the timeline as your canvas, and your clips are the paint that brings your masterpiece to life. First, let's head over to our project panel where our imported media is located. Remember, keeping things organized is key to a smooth workflow. Now, let's grab our first clip. You can simply drag and drop it from the project panel directly onto the timeline. Watch as I drag this video clip into the timeline. See how it snaps into place? That's called snapping. Snapping ensures that your clips align perfectly with each other, which is super handy for keeping everything in sync and avoiding any unwanted gaps. You can toggle snapping on and off by clicking the magnet icon above the timeline or pressing the shortcut key S. But for now, let's keep it on. Let's add a few more clips. I'm going to drag another clip and place it right next to the first one. And another one after that. Notice how each clip snaps into place right after the previous one. This keeps our sequence clean and organized. If snapping wasn't enabled, we might accidentally leave gaps between clips, which can disrupt the flow of our video. Once your clips are in the timeline, you might want to adjust their length. So over the edge of a clip until you see the red trim tool icon, then click and drag to shorten or extend the clip. This is great for fine-tuning your edits. Let's trim this clip a bit to get just the right moment. And here's another cool tool, the razor tool. It's like a digital scissors. Click on the razor tool icon or press the shortcut key C. Now, you can make cuts in your clips right on the timeline. This is perfect for cutting out unwanted parts or splitting a clip into sections. Let's make a few cuts and see how it looks. Once you've trimmed and cut your clips, you can move them around to rearrange your sequence. Just click and drag a clip to a new position on the timeline. Notice how everything adjusts automatically? This makes it easy to experiment with different sequences and find the perfect flow for your video. For even more control, check out the Ripple Edit tool. This tool allows you to trim a clip while automatically adjusting the following clips to fill the gap. No more manually moving clips to close gaps. Premiere Pro does it for you. Let's try a Ripple Edit to see it in action. Look at that. Our timeline is starting to take shape with all these clips in place. This is where your creativity really shines. You can start to see your story come together, frame by frame. And remember, there's no right or wrong way to do this. Editing is an art form, so feel free to experiment and find what works best for your project. Alright, with our clips added to the timeline, we've laid the foundation for our video. Next up, we'll dive into more advanced editing techniques to refine our project and make it truly stand out. Ready to take your editing skills to the next level? Let's go! Chapter 4. Enhancing your audio. Working on audio. Great job on those video edits. Your sequence is starting to look really good. Now, let's shift our focus to something equally important, audio. Believe it or not, audio can make or break your video. A well-edited video with poor audio can be distracting and off-putting, but a video with crisp, clear audio can significantly enhance your viewer's experience. So, let's make sure we get it right. Next, let's talk about adjusting audio levels. You want to make sure your audio is balanced, not too loud and not too quiet. Click on the audio track to select it, then head over to the audio clip mixer. Here, you can adjust the volume levels of each individual audio track. Premiere Pro also comes with a suite of audio effects to enhance your sound. You can add effects like denoiser to reduce background noise, reverb for some echo, or EQ to adjust the frequency balance. Just drag and drop these effects onto your audio clips in the timeline and tweak the settings to your liking. Look at that! Our audio is now balanced and enhanced, complementing our video perfectly. Remember, good audio is key to keeping your audience engaged. Take the time to fine-tune your audio, and your video will stand out. Alright, we've covered the basics of working with audio. With our video and audio in place, our project is really starting to come together. Next, we'll dive into adding some special effects and transitions to make our video even more dynamic. Stay tuned. Chapter 5. Adding transitions and effects. Using video transitions. Alright, let's move on to another exciting aspect of video editing: transitions. Transitions are the glue that holds your clips together, smoothing out the changes and making your video flow seamlessly. They can also add a touch of style and professionalism to your project. Premiere Pro comes with a variety of built-in transitions that you can use to enhance your video. You've got your classic dissolves, stylish wipes, and dynamic slides, just to name a few. To get started, head over to the Effects panel. If you don't see it, go to Window, Effects to bring it up. In the Effects panel, you'll find the Video Transitions folder. Click to expand it, and take a look at all the options. Let's start with a simple cross dissolve. This transition smoothly blends one clip into the next, which is perfect for creating a soft, gradual change. To add a transition, drag it from the Effects panel and drop it between two clips on the timeline. Notice how it snaps into place? This ensures that the transition is perfectly centered between the clips. Let's play it back and see how it looks. Nice and smooth. Want to customize your transition? No problem. Click on the transition in the timeline to bring up its properties in the Effect Controls panel. Here, you can adjust the duration and other settings to fine-tune the effect. Let's make our cross dissolve a bit longer for a more gradual blend. Now, let's try out a few different transitions. How about a slide? Drag it between two clips and see how it creates a dynamic, sliding effect. Or maybe a wipe. This one can add a nice, graphic touch to your video. Experiment with different transitions to see what fits best with your style and the story you're telling. Remember, transitions should complement your video, not distract from it. Use them thoughtfully to enhance your storytelling. Preview your work often to ensure everything looks and feels right. There you go. With just a few clicks, you can add professional transitions to your video, making it smooth and visually appealing. Transitions are a powerful tool in your editing arsenal, so have fun with them and get creative. Applying video effects. Just like with audio, enhancing your video with effects can take your project to the next level. Effects can transform your footage, adding depth, polish, and a unique style that captures your audience's attention. Premiere Pro offers a wide range of video effects, from essential tools like color correction to creative options like blurs and distortions. Let's dive in and explore how to use these powerful features. First, let's open up the Effects panel. If it's not visible, head over to Window, Effects to bring it up. Here, you'll find a treasure trove of effects categorized into different folders like Video Effects, Audio Effects, and Transitions. For now, we're going to focus on video effects. Color correction is a fundamental step in video editing. It ensures that your footage looks consistent and professional. In the Effects panel, navigate to Video Effects, Color Correction. Here, you'll find several tools, but let's start with the Lumetri color effect, which is a versatile and powerful option for color grading. To apply the effect, simply drag Lumetri color from the Effects panel onto your video clip in the timeline. Instantly, you'll see the Effect Controls panel update with all the Lumetri color settings. This panel is your control center for adjusting the effect. In the Effect Controls panel, you'll find various sections like Basic Correction, Creative, Curves, Color Wheels, and more. Each section allows you to tweak different aspects of your footage. Let's start with Basic Correction. Here, you can adjust the white balance, exposure, contrast, highlights, shadows, and saturation. Notice how these adjustments can dramatically improve the look of your clip. Play around with these settings until you achieve the desired look. Look at the difference. Before and after color correction, the footage looks so much better. The colors are more vibrant, and the overall image quality is enhanced. This step is crucial for giving your video a polished, professional appearance. Now, let's add a creative touch with a blur effect. Blurs can be used for various purposes, such as softening backgrounds, creating motion effects, or highlighting a specific part of your frame. In the Effects panel, go to Video Effects, Blur and Sharpen. One of my favorites is the Gaussian blur. Drag it onto your clip in the timeline. Once the Gaussian blur effect is applied, head back to the Effect Controls panel. Here, you can adjust the blurriness by increasing the blurriness value. As you slide the control, you'll see the clip become progressively blurrier. For example, let's add a subtle blur to create a dreamy, soft focus effect. Want to get more advanced? You can use masks to apply the blur effect to specific areas of your frame. In the Effect Controls panel, under Gaussian blur, click on the Free Draw Bezier Pin tool to create a custom mask. Draw around the area you want to blur. You can then adjust the mask's feathering to soften the edges and make the effect blend seamlessly. And there you have it. Our clip now features enhanced colors and a creative blur effect that adds a unique touch. The combination of these effects can significantly elevate the visual appeal of your video, making it more engaging for your audience. Don't be afraid to experiment with different effects. Premiere Pro offers a vast array of options to explore, each capable of transforming your footage in exciting ways. Whether you're aiming for a polished, professional look or a creative, artistic style, the right effects can make all the difference. Alright, now that we've added some impressive effects to our video, let's move on to the next step, refining our edits and adding some finishing touches. Ready? Let's keep going. Keyframing for animation. Alright, buckle up, because we're about to embark on a journey into the world of animation. Keyframing is like the secret sauce of video editing. It gives you the power to breathe life into your creations, adding movement, dynamism, and that wow factor that grabs your audience's attention. Now, we're going to unveil the magic behind keyframing and create some mesmerizing animations right here in Premiere Pro. Imagine this. You have a clip sitting still in your timeline, minding its own business. But what if you want it to move, to dance across the screen, to tell a story with motion? That's where keyframing comes in. It allows us to define specific points in time, called keyframes, where we can set parameters like position, scale, rotation, and opacity. Premiere Pro then smoothly interpolates between these keyframes, creating fluid animations that bring your vision to life. Let's start simple. I've got this clip here, just chilling in the timeline, but I want it to do more than just sit there. I want it to soar, to fly across the screen like a majestic eagle. So, let's make it happen. First, select your clip in the timeline, then head over to the Effect Controls panel. This is where the magic begins. You'll see a bunch of properties you can animate: position, scale, rotation, and more. For now, let's focus on position. Click the stopwatch icon next to position to add your first keyframe. This tells Premiere Pro, hey, pay attention to this moment in time because something magical is about to happen. Now, move the playhead to another point in your timeline. Let's say, a few seconds later. Now, grab the clip in the program monitor and drag it to a new position on the screen. Premiere Pro automatically adds another keyframe at this point in time, creating a smooth transition between the two positions. Play it back, and behold, your clip is now soaring through the sky like that majestic eagle we talked about. But wait, there's more. Want to add some finesse to your animation? Premiere Pro lets you adjust the ease in and ease out of your keyframes, controlling the speed and acceleration of your movement. Simply right-click on a keyframe, go to Temporal Interpolation, and choose Ease In or Ease Out. This gives your animation a more natural, organic feel, like a gentle breeze rather than a sudden gust of wind. And there you have it, a simple animation created with the power of keyframing. But don't stop there. Experiment with different properties, layer multiple animations, and let your creativity run wild. With keyframing, the only limit is your imagination. So, the next time you want to add that extra energy to your videos, remember the secret sauce: keyframes. They're not just for animation. They're for unlocking the full potential of your storytelling. Now, go forth and animate like never before. Alright, with our animation skills honed, let's move on to our next adventure. Exploring advanced editing techniques and unleashing even more creative possibilities. Ready to level up? Let's do this. Chapter 6: Advanced Editing Techniques. Using the warp stabilizer. Shaky footage, the bane of every filmmaker's existence. But fear not, my fellow creators, for Premiere Pro comes to the rescue with its trusty sidekick, the warp stabilizer effect. Prepare to bid farewell to shaky footage as we embark on a journey to smooth out those rough edges and transform our clips into silky smooth cinematic marvels. Behold, our culprit, a shaky clip that's seen better days. But fear not, for we hold the power to restore its glory. The warp stabilizer effect is like a magic wand that can work wonders on even the most unstable footage. Let's sprinkle some of that magic onto our clip and witness the transformation. To apply the warp stabilizer effect, simply right-click on your shaky clip in the timeline and select Warp Stabilizer. Premiere Pro will then analyze the clip and work its stabilizing magic behind the scenes. Sit back, relax, and watch as the warp stabilizer works its wonders. Now, depending on the length and complexity of your clip, the analysis process may take some time. But fear not, for the end result will be well worth the wait. Once the analysis is complete, Premiere Pro will automatically apply the stabilization, smoothing out those pesky camera movements and turning your shaky footage into a thing of beauty. And voila! Our once shaky clip is now as steady as a rock, thanks to the magic of the warp stabilizer effect. Just take a look at the before and after. It's like night and day. Gone are the jitters and bumps, replaced by buttery smooth motion that adds a touch of professionalism to our video. But wait, there's more. The warp stabilizer effect offers a range of customization options to suit your needs. Want to fine-tune the level of stabilization? Simply adjust the smoothness parameter to dial in the perfect balance between stability and natural motion. You can also tweak other settings like method and crop to achieve the desired result. Now that we've conquered shaky footage, the possibilities are endless. Imagine the creative freedom. From smooth tracking shots to dynamic action sequences, the warp stabilizer effect opens up a world of cinematic opportunities. So go ahead, experiment with different shots and styles, and let your imagination run wild. Alright, with our shaky footage transformed into silky smooth perfection, let's continue our journey and explore even more amazing features and techniques. Ready to unleash your creativity? Let's dive in. Green screen and chroma keying. Have you ever watched a movie or a music video and marveled at the seamless blending of actors with fantastical worlds or breathtaking landscapes? Well, my friends, that's the magic of green screen effects at work. Now, we're pulling back the curtain and stepping into the realm of chroma keying, where ordinary green screens transform into portals to extraordinary realms. Get ready to unlock the mysteries of green screen wizardry as we embark on an adventure into the heart of visual effects. Now, let's work our magic with Premiere Pro's Ultra Key effect. This powerful tool allows us to effortlessly remove the green screen background and replace it with a different image or video, instantly transporting our subjects to new and exciting worlds. Are you ready to witness the transformation? Let's dive into some chroma keying. To begin, import your footage into Premiere Pro and drag it onto the timeline. Then, navigate to the Effects panel and search for Ultra Key. Apply the Ultra Key effect to your clip and watch as the green screen background magically disappears, leaving your subjects floating in a sea of transparency. But wait, there's more. Premiere Pro offers a range of tools and controls to refine your green screen composite and achieve a professional quality result. Experiment with the matte generation settings to clean up any leftover green spill or fine-tune the opacity, and blending modes to achieve the perfect integration between your subjects and the background. And there you have it, a stunning green screen composite that transports your subjects to new and exciting worlds. Whether you're creating a blockbuster movie, a captivating music video, or a dazzling commercial, the power of green screen effects is at your fingertips, waiting to turn your creative vision into reality. Quick break. Okay, folks, let's take a quick break. Guys, we're really struggling very hard to provide you amazing tutorials. We need your support and love. So if you like the video, please hit that like button and smash the subscribe button. Your support is our strength. Now let's back to the topic. Chapter 8. Exporting your project. Setting up for export. Congratulations, my fellow creator. You've reached the pinnacle of your editing journey. Your project is complete, your vision realized, and now it's time to share it with the world. But before we unleash your masterpiece upon the masses, we must first traverse the final frontier, the export settings window. To begin our export expedition, navigate to the File menu and select Export eMedia. Behold, the gateway to a world of export possibilities. This window is your command center, where you'll fine-tune the settings to ensure that your video emerges from the export process looking its absolute best. Now, let's take a closer look at our export options. First up, we have the Format and Preset. This is where you'll choose the file format and encoding settings for your exported video. From the timeless elegance of H.264 to the pristine quality of ProRes, the choice is yours. Consider your target audience, platform requirements, and desired quality level as you select the perfect format and preset for your project. Next, let's venture into the realm of resolution and bitrate. These settings determine the quality and file size of your exported video. Are you aiming for cinematic splendor with crisp, high-definition visuals? Or perhaps you're optimizing for fast streaming and sharing on social media? Adjust the resolution and bitrate to strike the perfect balance between quality and file size, ensuring that your video looks stunning on any screen. But let us not forget the unsung hero of every video, the audio. Premiere Pro offers a plethora of audio settings to ensure that your soundtrack sings sweetly in perfect harmony with your visuals. From sample rate to audio codec, take the time to fine-tune these settings to deliver an audio experience that's as sublime as your video. But wait, there's more. Premiere Pro is a treasure trove of export options, with a myriad of additional settings waiting to be explored. From color management to caption embedding, closed captioning, and more, delve into these settings to customize your export to suit your specific needs and preferences. And there you have it, my friends, a whirlwind tour of the export settings window in Premiere Pro. With your settings dialed in and your project primed for export, it's time to click that magical export button and watch as your creation takes flight into the digital ether. So go forth, my fellow creators, and share your vision with the world. Your masterpiece awaits its moment in the spotlight. Alright, with our export settings locked and loaded, our editing journey comes to a triumphant close. But fear not, for new adventures await just beyond the horizon. And that's a wrap. We've covered a lot today, from the basics of setting up your project to advanced editing techniques. I hope you found this tutorial helpful and feel more confident using Adobe Premiere Pro. Remember, practice makes perfect. The more you edit, the more you'll learn and the better you'll become. Don't be afraid to experiment and try new things. If you enjoyed this tutorial, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more in-depth tutorials. If you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover in future videos, drop a comment below. Thanks for watching and happy editing!